Hey, chat. Who wants to see something blow the fuck up? Yeah. We got ballistic high-speed shooting propane tanks. Let's fucking go.
In 3, 2, 1. Just how realistic are those movie scenes that depict huge propane tank fireball explosions when they get shot with a bullet?
My money's on they're fake, but my money's also on that we can make it happen.
Yeah, I'm sure we can make some fireballs today and capture it in glorious high speed.
Yeah. What I was gonna say, shooting a propane tank typically doesn't cause it to explode. I remember seeing, was it FPS Russia? I'm pretty sure it was FPS Russia that tracked this. That simply shooting a propane tank with a normal FMJ round, it will just punch a hole through it, but the round goes through too fast to ignite the flammable gas. So it'll punch a hole through it, and yes, the sudden expulsion of gas through those holes will cause the tank to like tip over or like, launch somewhere, but it will not explode because exactly the bullet is traveling too fast and because it's not actually creating a spark, it's not going to cause the tank to explode. Well, Wolfie, that's why I said Full Metal Jacket, not a tracer. When we're talking Hollywood movies, they're not shooting tracers. Kevin, Mythbusters might have, but I remember seeing a FPS Russia do a video on it. That's the first video that popped into my head, was them doing this test.
Welcome back to Ballistic High-Speed.
Okay, since the primary question is whether or not, as John Wick's rocking around with his pit viper, if he were to shoot a bad guy's propane tank, would it actually explode? If it doesn't, what does it take? We have some Incendiary 5.56, a Spotter 6.5 Creedmoor, 2 types of Dragon's Breath. You've seen the blue tip Incendiary 50 cal in our Tungsten Q episode.
You mentioned John Wick.
Well, this'll
Dragon's
do it.
Breath is also a good one to feature.
It is also in there. If none of that works, we got some road flares or I'll start a fire. Like, we're gonna make this work. And since we're making a fire, of course
we are going to make a boom.
Because?
Safety first, science second.
It's cold out. Let's see if we can make some fireballs.
Okay, we've got the 9mm versus a 1-pound tank, so this should have approximately a 1/4 gallon of propane inside of it. Will it be outside of it soon? Let's find out. All right, let's see if the movies get this right or wrong. Whoa!
There we go. That's about what we expected.
That was pretty cool.
It took
It
off.
didn't go very far.
No, it really didn't.
And as we expected, no fireball.
No fireball.
Oh, wow.
That is
Barely
so
slowed
cool.
down. Yeah. I'm curious how thick the walls of that tank even are. If it went through that, look at the patterns. You said a 1/4
That is
gallon
awesome.
of propane?
Roughly, yeah.
Stored at such a high pressure that it's in liquid form. But as soon as it gets into atmosphere, it's immediately turning to gas, vapor. Problem is, we don't have a flame source. Right. And I think most of you guys knew this. It's pretty much a myth that if you just shoot a normal tank with a regular bullet, you're not gonna get a fire.
What's so weird is, look at the tails of these jet cones coming out of this. If you look at the end of the tails of the cones, they kind of look like flames.
Pretty much a myth that if you just shoot a normal tank with a regular bullet, you're not going to get a fireball without some other external ignition source. There's so much in there.
It's so fucking crazy.
All right, so as we can see, 0 problems getting through there. The only problem with it was no spark. So, some Looney Tunes looking stuff. We put a road flare directly on the tank. That will be lit for a good flame source, and then we're gonna put another one on the ground here because we noticed that it kind of congregated like right in here. Between the two, we'll at least get a fireball this time, but we'll know if we can just put the road flare on there or if we need it down there or if we need it on both.
And one in the air.
And one in the air. All right, Dr. Seuss, calm down. All right, enough yapping.
Let's get a fireball.
Let's do it. Let's see if we can fix what the movies don't do. Whoa!
That works.
Holy
Dive.
I think
Where'd it go?
The tank that just flew.
The super strong waterproof tank
Where did it go?
that can instantly patch, bond, seal, and repair.
Like, seriously, this a fucking beard.
Holy smokes!
I think that was the tank that just flew.
Well, I gotta make sure it's not burning my yard down.
Scrape the bottle, so that's why it turned into a
Oh,
rock.
because it hit the bottom, that's why.
That plastic cup.
Oh
is kinda...
yeah, I forgot that
right
was on
there.
Look at how much is coming out.
But not enough air in there yet or something.
But there's flames starting here. Whoa.
Yeah. It turned into a fucking rocket. Holy shit.
I don't think it needs.
Johnny, my suspicion is no, because I suspect a flare gun would not have the penetrating capabilities to get through the steel of the tank. Like those propane bottles, they don't, like, especially the small ones, the cooking ones, they don't have the thickest of the steel walls, but a flare gun is not going to be able to punch through it in order to ignite the propane inside. So no, a flare gun would not be able to get through and ignite. No. Even on those portable bottles, it would be enough.
Needed the backup flare.
I don't think so. So now that we've made ourselves a nice little rocket ship, we're going to see, can this round, this is a 6.5 Creedmoor with a spotter tracer in it, hitting the tank, brings enough heat to ignite it without cheating.
Right. I'm curious.
I'm gonna guess on this one, chat. I think this is gonna zip through the bottle too fast for the tracer round to actually cause ignition. That's my feeling. Is I think if this has the level of penetration that it'll pass through this with the same penetration level as a standard FMJ. I think it will actually go too fast. It'll just zip right. I think it may zip right on through the tracer, the phosphorus from the tracer. I don't think is going to ignite the propane inside. It'll just go far too quick.
Curious if we'll see sparks on impact or if it's going to be carrying sparks through it. I have no idea.
And if this doesn't work, I have high confidence the next ones. And if those ones don't, I'll go back to the flares. Yeah, we're blowing these things up.
Either way, we got more fireballs coming your way.
Yeah, I'm blowing them up. All right, let's see if tracer alone can set this off. You good?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to say no.
Okay, no fireball.
The movies are liars.
Although, frankly,
yes, they
not
are.
very surprised.
They have entire special effects departments for a reason.
Ooh, you can hear it sizzling.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's boiling.
Oh, shit.
So cool. Very frosty.
Man, that is going so fast. It doesn't care.
Whoa, there were sparks. A lot of sparks.
Oh, man.
But the sparks are like an order of magnitude faster than the propane.
They are.
That 6.5 is out the other side and almost to the wall before the propane's coming out of the canister.
Whoa.
Oh, but there were sparks right at the site.
Down.
Look at the
They
sparks
just
going.
dissipated
Are
too
those
quickly.
underneath the label?
Oh, I think they are.
Die.
Yeah.
Like, look at those initial, like, they're fucking rainbow colored. That is wild. The sparks is literally a rainbow shower. Holy shit, that's awesome. Yeah, very likely. It is very likely that the gas the H2I, low oxidation. It's punching through too fast.
Yeah, the sparks just left before.
I mean, there's a few hanging around kind of nearby, but the vapor needs more time to get to stoichiometric.
Yeah.
There's so much vapor that needs to come out.
All right, well, I say we throw more sparks at it Do a little dragon's breath. Yeah. If you've been around for a while,
here we
you've seen
go.
us use dragon's breath on the channel, but it's got birdshot and we've got new stuff. So this is the Hellfire from Phoenix Rising. They send us unique stuff quite often,
Thank
really.
God.
When we need a source of fire, I feel like Hellfire is as good as it gets.
Yes, so this is a 3-inch mag 12 gauge. It burns at 5,610 degrees. Plus it has 6 double-aught hardened buckshot.
Oh God.
And right on the box it says much more extreme than Dragon's Breath.
Much more extreme.
So, with any luck,
Fuck
this
me.
buckshot tears this thing, gets that vapor out in the open so that when the Incendiary comes through, we ignite this thing.
The buckshot should outpace the sparks.
Yeah.
So the sparks should come a little later, hopefully.
Hopefully.
We'll
If this Hellfire works similarly to Dragon's Breath, the one time I saw Matt use it, that kind of stuck around when he fired it, especially if it clings to an object. That tends to stick around. This could do it, especially if you've got some 12 gauge like shot in there for penetration. This could do it.
Let's see. Here we go. High speed ready.
All right.
Hellfire.
Hellfire. Dang it.
Okay. Well, we caught the table on fire.
Duck. Did they all miss? They all missed. All of the pellets missed, and they got no penetration.
Whoa!
That worked. Fucking hell, that worked.
Oh my goodness.
That is what I wanted.
Hell yes. Fucking hell. Fire.
Nice. Got it in slow-mo too.
One. Just
There we
one.
go.
But hey, that's why they put 6 of them in there.
Yeah, I think those little explosions is what did it. You're getting all those tiny explosions everywhere that finally triggered it. No, none hit initially. Great matter.
Impact. So that helped get sparked right where we wanted.
Right.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because flames started
Those
there.
impacts is what did it.
It just keeps going. And then before
You can
know
see,
it,
yeah, it's starting to catch here.
Whoa.
There we go.
whole screen on fire.
No way.
It's kind of cool though, like it's engulfed in.
Like, chat, look at this. Tell me if I'm crazy. This looks like fire snowflakes. Tell me right about here that the formation of the sparks, tell me they don't look like fire snowflakes.
Whoa.
Whole screen on fire.
No way.
It's kind of cool though, like it's engulfed in flame, and you can
It's
see how far it
amazing.
still takes for it to hit that.
Whoa, right here. So you can see as it's turning into the flames,
Holy
it's
crap.
too rich and it's pushing
Yeah.
away the flames. That's
Oh,
cool.
nice. That is just amazing.
Whoa!
Wow.
Oh, you can see it pushing the flames around in there.
That looks like a
Right,
Hollywood fireball right there.
yeah.
I don't know about a 20-pound tank.
We might want to stop at 5.
We might want to. Now that we've got some
Oh,
fireballs
come
under
on,
our belt,
boys.
we're gonna go do another experiment. So we're going to shoot a 5.56 Incendiary.
Ooh.
It ignites on target, and it says it burns at 3,000 plus degrees.
Okay.
So that should be enough.
We'll have the heat. The question
Ah.
is, does it last long enough?
Correct. If you
That's-
follow
I
the channel
think
for a
we're-
while, you'll notice that the 223 Wild has gotten yet another makeover. The only bad looking part on it is the one that I did, so that hurts my feelings. But
So, hey, it's getting built up.
it's getting built up thanks to Wooks. They have these beautiful furnitures for rifles. They helped us do our shotgun up. It's all
Yeah,
real
it ignites
wood,
on
beautiful
target,
manufacturing.
Nepzerker,
They
but
are
I
in
think it's gonna
North
punch
Carolina.
through.
It says gear
That's
your
the
heirs
problem.
will
I
fight
think
over.
they're
And
gonna have
I
the same
believe
problem
it
that they
because
did
it
with the
actually makes you
tracer.
wanna
It's
buy,
gonna
like, a
punch
nice rifle.
through.
So big shout out to Wooks. Go check
And
them out. They hooked us up with an
clear it
affiliate link. So if you do
before
want to get
it
some
has
of
a
this beautiful
chance
stuff,
to
you can get 10% off, and
oxidize
it helps
and
the channel. And
cause
you might
ignition.
notice that there's a big old fancy looking optic on there. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Let's see if you can just use an Incendiary to set off a tank.
And if not, we're still going to give you some fireballs later.
Oh, yeah. Go for it. Okay. Oh, it did work. Oh, wow. It did work.
Nice.
That is freaking sweet.
Yeah.
Not the craziest fireball, but it works.
I had my doubts. I like being proven wrong on that. That's freaking sweet.
I was doubtful too.
Flash. Quite a flash. Whoa. Dang.
There's not many sparks left, though.
Dang.
It looks like a muzzle flare. So the incendiary itself is definitely not what set it off.
No.
Because it looks like the propane is actually helping to extinguish it.
So what's... Wait, was it the lingering? Let's set it off. Hey, right there. What caused that? What the hell caused that? There was like nothing there. Was it fire on the table? Hang on. I'm not seeing any fire on the table. Like, it starts right in here. Something's happening back here. God only knows what. Below the tank? I didn't... You're talking about right here? I don't think there's fire there. I don't think there's a... I don't think there's a smolder there. I honestly don't... Hang on. Alright, hang on. So there's the tank. It explodes out. You've got sparks there. I don't think there's a smolder or an ember right there. Now, there could have been one like out around here. Like, cause it starts here. Maybe there was something in the wood here or on the ground here. Maybe? I'm not sure. It was something, that's for sure. Ha ha, Zeb.
It is finally time to tell you about the DNT optics. It is a multispectral. You don't have to choose between thermal or night vision.
That's awesome, Andrew. That's what I was kind of wondering.
Simultaneously, it utilizes a picture-in-picture. So I was watching
one of the embers that
I've got night vision in the small one,
off
and then thermal on the big one.
And
then if I wanted to switch it, it is as simple as a push of a button, and it switches to night vision's your main, and your thermal goes into the secondary.
It looks like a spider. All these.
I know. This one right here is a built-in IR illuminator. You can actually focus it. It has 5 different power levels for battery conservation. It can run off of an external battery pack, and they put a Picatinny rail there, so you can actually just mount the pack there. The software has a ballistic calculator. You can store 26 different bullet datas. The grain, the weight of them, the barrel length, barrel twist rate. It utilizes everything in there with the built-in rangefinder to tell you exactly where you need to be shooting. It takes all the guesswork out of it, so you can get good, healthy, ethical shots if you're using it for animal harvesting. It has recoil-activated recording. So like our high-speed cameras, it's always saving to RAM kind of, and then upon that recoil, that 6 seconds prior, all starts recording. While you're checking it out, for the $9.99, they do have one of a higher resolution that will bump up in the price point. Shout out to DNT Optics for sponsoring this episode. Now go check these out on their website. As you can tell, Bryce has some extra photonage going on here.
Yep.
We're really about to ramp up the game. We're gonna step it up to the blue tip 50 cal. If you haven't seen these before, you can check out our tungsten cube video. That's Incendiary, that's been ripping Trent. It's on hardcore steroids. It's meant to go through the cockpit of an airplane and just set everything on fire. We've got the Ransom International Ballistic Forensic Testing Machine. We got to come up with an acronym for that. That's a whole thing.
I think I spelled out the acronym at one point, and it was just really lame. It didn't make any sense. Like, you can't really say it.
I retrofitted an electromagnetic actuator. It can't do anything until I go, it's probably 250 feet back behind that wall, plug it in, pulls the trigger, and then do we see what we see?
And if we didn't say it before,
this
that's
one, Robo, I don't think that it would be too fast, because this is a round similar to that Hellfire 5.56 round. So we may get the same kind of effect as the last one did, perhaps.
5 pound.
Granted, the 50 is not going to stick around. It might go through that.
Well, we're saying it right now. Do we think it'll do a fireball, or do you think it'll be too much propane, too rich?
Oh, I think it's going to fireball. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think the 50 cal is going to rip that thing wide open.
Well, it's a good thing we can be very far away for this.
Yes.
All right, let's go set it up.
All right. Loading the blue tip 50 cal. Weapons hot. I say again, weapons hot. Ready?
Here we
All
go.
Right. In 3, 2, 1. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
baby. Hell yes.
Holy crap.
It was super effective. Oh, it went spinny spin. Nice.
We got fire! Holy smokes! Fire extinguisher.
Fuck.
Go. Well, I think definitively we're not doing a 20 pound.
No.
Yeah.
Whoa. We forced it out of the
yeah.
nozzle.
Oh, I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that.
No. Forced it
Wait,
out of
what?
Whoa. We forced it out of the nozzle.
Fuck. That 50 hit with so much pressure. It caused the safety mechanism in the nozzle to fail. And I'm reasonably sure it shattered the top. Look at all the particulate coming off right here. I think I can't tell if that's just paint or if it actually shattered the top of the bottle around the net. Because look at all that coming up off of it. Hang on. And yeah. Oh, I saw that too. Yeah, you can see the shockwave run across the. Actually, is that the shockwave or is that shadow? Nope, that shockwave. You actually had a dual shockwave ripple across the bottle, and you can see the bottle bend. Look up here at the handles. Look up at that. Look up here. They actually bend. The impact is so strong, it flexes the metal up here.
Blasted out the ass of the table. It completely blew its ass out.
It did completely blow its ass out. And set its ass on fire. That's amazing.
We forced it out of the nozzle.
Oh, I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that.
No. And there was so much hydrostatic shock shoving down, we splintered the wood.
Jesus.
Look at it just gushing out of it.
Look how big that hole is.
It's like a fire hydrant.
Yeah, and then you had
wow.
and you had so much flame. Oh yeah, that went up like a fucking tinderbox.
What?
Look at it just dancing.
Holy
It's up
God!
against the wall, pinned there, spinning, and then it finally comes in.
Dang. That's a lot of flame.
There's no part of this frame that doesn't have flame in it.
Holy shit! Dear my God, that is amazing.
So this is one of those things where different parts of the action are much better with different frame rates and different angles.
Yeah, 5 pounds is enough.
It's still smoking.
It's on fire.
It's been like 10 minutes and it's still smoldering.
It's like all blackened.
God.
This whole wall is charred. I don't know how well it picks up on camera. All of this grass is done.
Yeah.
Something we saw on the high-speed, it forced vapor out of the fill nozzle and unscrewed it.
We broke a
The force actually caused it to unscrew. That's the amount of force that this bottle got hit with. That the cap, the top actually unscrewed. And it was just paint. So it was just paint that we saw that just basically burst off of the top around the neck. The impact literally caused paint flecks to explode off the canister.
We broke about everything you could break on it.
Oh my God. I can see right through it. There's a cool lens flare happening too.
Wow. That's pretty thick.
I think it goes without saying, let's not do a 20-pound or 15-pound.
Nope. If enough people subscribe, I'll be able to afford a bigger range than we can. Look at that.
Oh yeah, from the hydrostatic shock.
Dang. You think they'll fill this for me?
I'm pretty certain that fireball came out to like here. Like it was.
I think so.
So from 1 pound to 5 pounds.
That was big.
Felt like it was 5 times bigger.
Yeah, that was.
So to do a 20-pound to quadruple what we just did, hell no. We're not doing that.
Not here.
If you want to see the 20 pounds, say so, and we might do it down in Texas.
100,000 likes on this video alone.
Oh yeah.
You have to do it in 10 minutes though.
Oh wow.
Okay, go.
We always do a little special shot for our Patreon members. We're just gonna see what happens when a standard 50 cal goes all the way up the tube on this little propane tank. So if you would like to see the results of that, hit the link to our Patreon.
Thanks for watching that episode. That was a lot of really
it.
cinematic fireballs. We're gonna cut it there for a multitude of reasons. One, 5-pound canister fireballs are way bigger than I thought they would be.
Yes.
Couldn't even get it in the frame of any of the cameras.
The wife came out and said it shook the house. So
there's an opportunity for a follow-up here. We're about to be headed down to Texas because all our friends are down there, but also it sucks to film in Indiana right now. It's like 30 degrees. So still potential to shoot these 15 to 20-pound canisters. We're not doing it here. It'll set the property ablaze.
The episode wasn't supposed to just be about going crazy. It was about learning what does it take to ignite. And go check out sdi.edu. There'll be a link in the description below.
This is a fun episode.
Yeah.
Way cooler than I thought it would be, and I've never seen this in proper high speed before. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. All right.
Still incredible. That was incredible. And the different types of explosions were just like, that was great.